This is Pohnpei Island, located in the remote Pacific Ocean, hiding a secret under its mangrove forests that leaves the human mind astonished. If one imagines the solitude of Pohnpei Island, then the nearest to it is Papua Guinea, which is 1,900 kilometers away, and Japan would be second closest, being 3,600 kilometers away. If viewed from above, Pohnpei Island appears to be nothing more than forests and mangroves. But in reality, there is a city of souls and spirits concealed beneath these forests, a city that the locals fear to trespass, believing that one could die if they try to go there or even speak about this city. Nan Madol is shown hidden under the forest in the east of Pohnpei Island. There is a special permission required from the king of Pohnpei Island to go here, and after completing a special ritual, a unique drink is served. This drink is made by grinding the roots of the kava plant on a stone. It's believed that after completing all these rituals, the spirits of Nan Madol will not attack. Even after entering the forest, Nan Madol is completely disguised and cannot be seen clearly since the mangroves and their roots have entirely obscured the structures that were built here. Hidden among the dense forest, this is the largest structure here, which was built 800 years ago with the help of massive stone pillars. This unique stone is known as a basalt rock, which is formed due to the cooling of lava. Each stone slab weighs at least 5 tons, roughly equivalent to about 4 sedan cars, but there are some stones here which weigh up to 70 tons. That is, they can weigh up to 70,000 kilograms. Lifting such heavy weights despite today's advanced machinery can be quite challenging. So one can only imagine how this task would have been accomplished 800 years ago in the solitude of the Pacific Ocean. The intrigue in solving this mystery is no less than that of the pyramids of Giza and the stone sculptures made in Easter Islands. The most significant fact is that the entire surrounding area is filled with nothing but coral reefs and forests. These types of stones are not present here. So then, where did these stones come from and how were they lifted? There is a famous story among the locals that this work was performed with the magic's help, but discovering the actual reason behind this could be very challenging since there exists neither any written history nor evidence. Only stories exist, which have been changing over centuries. To thoroughly study this entire city, it's vital to cut the mangroves here. Physically, this task wouldn't be possible. Hence, it was decided to take the help of technology. A LiDAR scanning device was installed into a drone, and the scanning of this entire area was initiated. LiDAR waves can pass through the trees, but upon hitting the solid stones, they rebound and are recorded back in the LiDAR device. By using the data from the LiDAR now, a three-dimensional model of the area can be created using laser. The outcome that appeared after the scan was completed was a spectacular view of the hidden structures throughout this area. About 90 structures hidden under the trees were unveiled, including residential complexes and temples. Among these were also ritual places. When a hidden ritual structure was examined, an 800-year-old pounding stone was found within it. The same stone where the kava roots were ground still exists. This drink, called sakau, is still made today. After further investigation, it was discovered that each structure was actually built on its own man-made island. An artificial seawall was built around these islands using large stones to protect them from the sea waves. Could superhumans have done this, or was this work accomplished with the help of spirits or magic? Making man-made islands back then, though small, was nothing short of a miracle. On one hand, despite advanced technology today, Dubai's the world islands are succumbing to the sea. On the other hand, settlers of Nan Madol built an entire city on man-made islands 800 years ago. You'd be surprised to know that the basalt rock used in all the structures of Nan Madol weighs more than 700,000 tons, equivalent to the weight of 8 aircraft carriers or the world's longest freight train, which measured 8 kilometers. The weight of 8 such trains is equal to the weight of the structures at Nan Madol. The question that arises is, where did such a large quantity of basalt rock come from? A quarry of basalt rock was discovered about 18 kilometers away on the other side of Pohnpei Island, concealed by trees. When we climbed the 150-200 feet high quarry, surprisingly, there were still slabs of basalt rock there, possible leftover for some reason. Traces of smoke and ash were found on these slabs, indicating they had been set on fire with water poured over them, causing the basalt rock to separate from the quarry in slabs. A part of the mystery of the 800-year-old man-made islands in the Pacific Ocean had been solved. But how were these stones transported 18 kilometers from the quarry to Nan Madol? As you learnt earlier, each stone weighs from 5 to 70 tons. It wouldn't be possible to carry such weight through Pohnpei Island, because high mountains blocked the way between the stone quarry and Nan Madol. The only possibility is that these stones were somehow taken to the ocean and then placed on boats on the other side of the island and taken in a complete circle to Nan Madol. To prove this theory, a stone was found near Nan Madol. At the same time, the seafloor was searched through sonar scanning. At a depth of 300 feet, some objects were scanned which didn't appear to be a part of the seafloor in any way. Some basalt rock pillars were also found on the ocean floor, presumably fallen into the sea during transport. These pillars are proof that such heavy stones were brought to Nan Madol solely through the sea. During the research on Nan Madol, something new was discovered at every turn. Researchers believe that if the people living here could transport such heavy stones via sea even then, it means that they must have traveled to other islands. The island called Ant Atoll, 15 kilometers away from Pohnpei Island, was inspected. There, pillars of basalt rock and lots of sakau stones were found in many places, indicating these people were not ordinary, but highly skilled and capable of transporting heavy cargo across the ocean waves even 800 years ago. The team of researchers and historians discovered the splendor of Pohnpei Island upon inspection. They saw a site of stone art. Where there were various carvings on the stones, these carvings are not 800 but about 2,000 years old, in which a unique symbol was also engraved. The surprising thing is the same symbol has been seen today in New Caledonia, 3,600 kilometers away. This means, whoever created this symbol, sea travel was child's play for them, traveling such a long distance without GPS and advanced equipment. And many centuries ago on the man-made islands and above so many building large structures shows that the ruling elite of that era was still, no one knows that such a big system. Where did they go after leaving? Is there any natural here? The ruling elite of that era was present here, but nobody knows. Where did such an enormous system go after leaving? Were there any natural disasters here, or were they taken away by the sea?